All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Google Drawings today. This is an app within Google that allows you to create basic sketches and shape drawings for any of your programs. So to access Google Drawings, you'll notice right now I'm on a Google Doc. So I just went into Google Drives, clicked on New, and created a new doc. Okay. So the idea is that if you're typing along however you need to, and suddenly you need to insert a drawing of some sort, you just put your cursor wherever you want it. So for example, I know some of you are going to have to insert drawings into a table. So for example, if you've got a table and you want to insert a drawing into this cell, we'll just click into that cell so it's there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the top and we're going to click on Insert. When we click on Insert, one of our options is Drawing. Now you notice there are two choices. You can either create a new drawing or insert a drawing from Drive. That's because with Google Drawing, you can save your Google Drive and then reuse them later. So I'm going to go ahead and click New. So the window that pops up now is the Google Drawing window. And this is actually your canvas for drawing real simple sketches. So starting at the left, you've got some actions. These are sort of your file menu, essentially. You can download it as a PDF or an image, or even a vector graphic. You can do word art, which is kind of like the old word art that you'll see in PowerPoint from Microsoft. You've got all your regular commands, your rulers, your guides, things like that. These are sort of your file menu options. You have an undo and a redo option, your magnification, so your zoom, and then you have all your tools. So the first tool is the selector. There's nothing to select right now because I haven't done anything. The second one are your lines and connectors. So for example, if I just need to draw a line, there it is. Now once I've drawn that line and it's selected, so if I have it selected, you'll notice it's got a box around it, I get some options. I can change the color of the line. Now it's red. I can change the thickness or the weight of the line. I can make it dashed. I could make it dashed, dotted, dash dots. I can change a whole bunch of things. I'm going to turn it back to solid. And I can also change what the end looks like. So maybe I wanted to have an arrow point on that end, and I wanted to have a circle on that end. So it gives me some options with lines. The second choice here is shape. And shapes are very obviously, they're just shapes you can build. So a bunch of different rectangular shapes, various polygons, things like that. So for example, if I grab this rounded rectangle, click and drag, there it is. It creates that rounded rectangle for me. Now, this is selected. I can once again change what it's filled with, what color it is. I can change what color the line on the outside is. Now it's a green color. And then when I change the weight of that line, it's changing the weight on the outside edge. And once again, I can still make that a dotted line, a solid, whatever I want. Now, one of the really neat things is that these assume that you're going to want to type inside the box. So if I double click, you'll notice I get a cursor, and now I can type inside the shape. And then once I've done that, if I highlight it, I can come up here, I can make it bold or italic or underline. I can change the color of the font. I can change the highlight of the font, how it's aligned, any spacing if I have multiple levels. And also I can do things like create numbered lists or bullet points, the normal commands you'd have over text in a Google Doc. So in those shapes, you've also got arrows, call out boxes, so like speech bubbles, things like that, and equation things. So if you're needing to do math or show math, you can add those in. Those are already pre-built. The next option, excuse me, the next option is a text box. And this is literally lets you drag and creates a box just to write on text. It's nothing fancy like our original box, but it's just something to write in if you need to label something, for example. The last option is images. So for example, if you decide that you need to edit an image to the point where you need to maybe label parts of it, you can upload one, insert one from Google Drive. I'm going to come in, I'm going to find, here is a picture of our robotics team from last year, or one of our robotics teams. So we could take this and we could literally, if we're trying to point out for the yearbook who is who, I could come in, create an arrow, draw an arrow to the person, and then I could add a text box and type in the name right there. So this just gives you some options on drawing for any of your classes that you need to actually be able to insert specific images, or you have to sketch something real quick and insert it into any Google Doc, because this works across docs or sheets or slides as well. So I've got a drawing. For example, I'm just going to leave it there. I hit save and close. There's my image. It's dropped in right where we had put our cursor originally. And I can come in, I can change its size or rotations, I can change how it breaks around text. And if I click edit, it brings me back into my drawing bin. So that's sort of the quick, easy explanation of how Google Drawings work, which you're going to use for several of your assignments.